Hello, hello. Let me just put my focus on here. There we go. How come that didn't work? There we go. That's what I want to see. Okay, we are ready to go. Good morning, Wendy, and good morning, Darlene. And thank you for sharing. Wendy, I've got your name down. And Darlene, I've got your name down already. Let me just pull these in. Let me chat with you for just a few minutes. I have a paper share if anybody is interested. Look at this stack of paper in there. I think, I'm not sure, but I think the design paper that I'm using today is in this paper share. So if you would purchase this whole thing, it would cost you a little over $230. But if you want just a taste of everything, it will only cost you $65. So there you go. I've got another paper share ready for whoever wants it. Hello, Karen. And yes, I've got your name down. Thank you for sharing. Let me talk about, oh, and you know what? If you are interested, I did this and I'm thinking it might help. If you are interested in the paper share, this is the QR code that would take you right to that sign up sheet. Okay. So if you are interested in it, just give that a little bit of a go and you will find that. Okay. Card class. The card class right here. This will take you to the card class. Okay. So card class is $9 for porch pickup or in person at my place, in my studio, which I love. And card class is on Monday at 10 a.m. or Wednesday, sorry, Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. So that's card class. And oh no, did I not bring it? Yes, I did. Here is, oh, I've got it out somewhere. I wanted to show you what we are doing for card class, but I failed to bring it forward. So I apologize for that. But if you are interested in card class, my devotion class, and yeah, and I didn't bring that one forward either. So if you are interested in card and devotion, that is on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And what that is we will create a simple-ish card, and it's stunning, and it bugs me that I forgot to bring it forward. Hi, Judy. Nice to see your name pop up. And there's also a kit to go option for that. And I wish I had a helper that I could boss around right now so that you could see what we are creating for card and devotion class. And BYOP, if you are interested in BYOP, come and hang and catch up on all the things. And this is the sign up sheet for BYOP. Okay, the other thing that I want to chat with you about is my monthly commitment club. So here is the sign-up sheet for that. It will give you more info. So when you are part of the monthly commitment club, there's all kinds of goodies that take place. There's no card involved. What it is a special YouTube a special Facebook page, and there it is right there that you would be able to access, and there's all kinds of goodies in there. So if you go to media and then albums, look at all this goodness that is available for you. So right now I've got 63 stepped up tutorials for you in that monthly commitment club. That's just all part of being a part of that. We've got some 3D projects in there. I've got 5 projects in there. I've got 2 simple card projects, in here. We've got recipes. I've got 11 recipes in here. So that is a thank you for being a part of my monthly commitment club, along with along with, and let me pull that, you would get, so the minimum order is $30, okay, and that's before shipping and tax and all of that. And you would also get your 10% off from Stampin' Up. On your birthday month, you will receive an additional 10% off. And at the end of your 10-month commitment, if you didn't miss 1 month, I have a gift for you. So if you grab that monthly, if you grab that QR code, you'll find the rest of that info in there, okay? Bonus days. Saturday is the last day. For every $60 that you spend, Stampin' Up! Is going to send you a $6 coupon so that when you cash that in February, it's like double dipping. You end up getting 20% off of your order. Product of the month for the month of, what month are we? January. The product of the month. So with a $100 order, you get to choose this beautiful stamp set for $5, okay? Beautiful, beautiful gift that Stampin' Up! Gives us. Exclusive join offer. This starts on February 3rd, okay? It is a new positioning tool. Mine is coming, of course, tomorrow after my live. But you know what? I will likely do a live when I do get it and showcase that for you. So if you join in that month window that Stampin' Up! Is allotting, so from February 3rd to the end of February, and after that, I'm not sure when this is going to be available, so it's gone for several months. But if you want it now, here's the deal. You spend $135, you get to choose $165 worth of product, and you can shop that 160 anywhere in the last chance, in the catalogs, in the online exclusives. You can't go over 165. So if you get to $165.01, they're going to ask you to remove one of the items from your cart. So you spend $135, you get $165, plus you get the positioning tool for free. So if you are interested in the positioning tool, I would grab it now. And I would also grab the grid paper, okay? So you get 50 double-sided sheets of the grid paper, and I would put that in my cart, 169442. I would get the grid. So I've got all of this coming likely tomorrow, and I will showcase it when I do get it. You know what? I forgot to stop the curling game. I was watching curling. Hi, Gail and Judy. Oh, good. Good. Keep it up, Judy. Keep working towards getting strong. Keep doing that. So, and if you have any questions on this, my email address is right down there, denisewillerton@gmail.com. January tutorial bundle. If you spend $65, so if you join, there's your $65. You will also get the January tutorial bundle. You will also be entered in the draw for my monthly prize. And for this month, it is for a $45 order, so that would qualify. Your name would be entered for the draw for the beautiful Meandering Meadows design paper, okay? I think we all remember that beautiful design paper. And there's my 10-month club, and yeah, that's it. Let's get on to today. We are going to do 2 projects, okay? We're going to start with the card, okay? Super excited about this. So here we go, and we're going to start with our card panel. So let me give you the dimensions to all of this. Ladies, I'm going to pop your names into my little bucket so they don't get out of the way, or get in the way, I mean. So if you are here and you have shared and I don't mention your name, please let me know. Cheryl, Judy, Dar, Kathy, Karen, Deb, and Wendy. So if I did not call out your name and you did share, please let me know and I will add your name into our little bucket. So we're going to start with our card base, and this measures 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. So it is a regular A2 card. Stay to the end. I'm going to teach you how to make a beautiful gift box for your A2 cards. Okay, and it holds up to 10 cards. We're going to grab a piece of scrap paper. I always have scrap paper on hand. And we're going to grab Old Olive and Calypso Coral, okay? Surprise, surprise, we are not making a Christmas card. And I also want, so this dottage comes from Coneflower Celebrations. We're going to be using that, as well as we're going to be using, I don't know what this is, kind of like a road marker or something. And this is from Nature's Symphony. Let's grab that and let's put that on our block. So we're just going to peel that off. Connie, hello. Thank you for sharing. I don't think I mentioned your name. I don't think I did. Let me see. Because I don't want to accidentally put you in twice, because that would not be fair. Connie, thank you for sharing. I will add your name right now. Right now. Okay. My scribble. You're in the bucket, my friend. Okay, so we kind of have this, I don't know what it is, like road gunk or something. I'm not sure what exactly it is. We're going to grab our Old Olive and we're going to stamp off. So we're going to do, is it dark for you? It just feels so dark for me, and I don't know why. I've got all the lights on that I normally have. Somehow I feel like I just need another big overhead light. We're going to grab Old Olive. We're going to stamp off once. So that's called second generation stamping, okay? And I'm going to kind of cross hash it. Cross hash it. No rhyme or reason. Okay, we're done with that. We're going to grab Calypso Coral. Let me just clean that off. Using my much loved chamois. Do you think it's time for a new one? I think so. Although, just because it's stained. Okay, then we're going to grab that dot from Coneflower, and I'm going to grab, let's pop that on there. I want it. There we go. We're going to grab Calypso Coral. Yeah, I don't know why, Dar. I'm not sure. We're going to pick up Calypso Coral, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do second generation. And I'm just kind of twisting it around. Whoops. Like so. Okay, so there's my base panel for my card. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pop that on. Let's just get that done. I would just call that stamp texture. Yeah, well, and you know what? It's so funny because when I was putting my tutorial together, I'm like, what do I call this? And then the word that came to my mind, and I thought, oh, that just doesn't sound so fun. What came to mind was road rash. And I thought, ooh, you know when you fall down and you skin your knee when you're skipping when you're 6 years old? That's kind of what came to mind. And I thought, do I even say that in my live? But anyway, I just did. Okay, so there's that. And then I grabbed from the Floral Charm. This paper is so beautiful. So I grabbed, look at that. Ta! Oh, what happened here? what happened here? There, we're good. Look at this paper. So I grabbed this one, and I also grabbed, there's one that has kind of, I wonder if it was from a different set. No, same set. The old olive one. It's in there somewhere. So I grabbed that because what I want to do is I want to just pop the Calypso Coral on top of, yeah, I know, I know. It's this beautiful purple, and then the second you use it. Okay, has anybody, good question here that I'm thinking, because and if not, you know what, I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. You know those little lingerie bags that you can buy like at the dollar store or Norwex? They sell a nice, big, beautiful one. Has anybody ever put their chamois in there and run that through the washing machine? I would like to know. And so I'm going to also put, and you can use your tear and tape or whatever it is that you prefer to use. I am a wet glue girl, and I am going to pop that on, and I'm just kind of eyeballing that side and this side for square. Okay, so there's that. The next thing I'm going to do is I need a piece of scrap paper. Where is my other kit? Here we go. Here's a piece of scrap paper, and we're going to grab Gallery Blooms, and I'm going to grab this little guy here. Well, and Judy, I don't know why that thought came into my head the other day, but it did. And I thought, I'm going to ask, has anybody done that? I'm going to give it a go. I have those little lingerie bags, so I'm going to put it in there and see what happens. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's grab our memento. And I made my own memento pad, which I love. We're going to ink that up. And then we're going to watercolor with our pencil crayons. And then we're going to do something else with it. Okay, give that a moment. I have already pre-die cut. I'm going to let that dry for a bit. So using the Nature's Symphony, I took this beautiful leaf right here and I die cut. So that's part of what we're doing. And these were cut using the branching out. So I used the smallest and then the second in line, okay? Yeah, I will run it with dark clothes. And you know what? It's water, like the ink that we use is water-based. So I'm thinking, what can I lose? Okay, so I've got Old Olive, Calypso Coral, Daffodil Delight, and Garden Green. Let's start with Daffodil Delight right in the center. Then we're going to grab Calypso Coral, and I'm just kind of scratching up and down with this. And I'm not worried about white space. You want to make sure that you aren't accidentally grabbing a leaf. Don't ask. Girls, this card is so simple and so beautiful. So this is actually the card that, let me see. Yeah, this is my March. I'm like 2 months ahead with my classes. I am 2 months ahead. Now, if you want more color, you can just add more. So you can go back and go even a little bit darker if you want. And I definitely want a little more color on this side here. I'm a little light. So I taught this A2 card gift box on my team night the other night. But I'm also going to pop that into my Chez Moi page. So at the end of my video, it will also be added into here. So for those that are already involved in my monthly commitment club, you will see it in there. We're going to grab Old Olive and we're going to do our leaves. And then I'm going to grab Garden Green and I'm just going to follow the artist's rendition here of the leaf, just to add a little bit of a darker color into the green and kind of give it dimension too. Okay, so there's that. So now I've got my Garden Green and I'm just going to find the lines that were on the leaves, and color that in. I'm just following the lines. Okay, so all my coloring is done. So again, here's the 3 colors that I use: Daffodil Delight, Calypso Coral, Old Olive, and Garden Green. Okay. I love my watercolor pencils. So Connie, pull yours out, because now the next thing I'm going to do, because you know how normally we would take an aqua painter and kind of smush that watercolor pencil around. Why don't we use a wink of Stella and add a little bit of shimmer? So you want a piece of scrap paper, because you do want to clean your wink of Stella. It doesn't get really dirty, but you do want to give it a little bit of a wipe in between the colors, okay? So let's grab our wink of Stella and we're going to start with our yellow, because that is our lightest color and there's not a whole lot of it there. So now when I wipe this, there's the little bit of yellow right there and the rest of it came clean. So let's go in with our Calypso Coral, because I think that is sort of our next lightest color. And so you're just kind of wetting up the pencil crayon, the watercolor pencil crayon, and moving that color around using your wink of Stella. So see how, yeah, there it is. See how there's a little bit of shimmer on the flower? Hi, Sherry, welcome here from West Virginia. Is it cold where you are? I know you've been hammered in the States as well. We're stuck in an Arctic vortex. It's crazy. I'm waiting for penguins to start flying in my backyard. It's ridiculous how cold it is. And I'm happy to be at home. So now we've got that. Now see how there's not a whole lot that transfers. And now we've got our flowers done. It's hard to know where the shimmer happens. Oh, there it was. There it was. And now we're going to add some, and then you just find where it says push. I think I'm coming to an end of my wink. So let's just move that color around. Sherry, let me know if you have shared, because I do not believe. Hi, Cheryl, you are here. Welcome, welcome. Cheryl, I do have your name down in my bucket. I saw that you shared earlier. So there is our Wink of Stella on our leaves and our flower. And see how there's just a tiny bit that comes off, and then all of a sudden it's clear again. Let's just add a little more sparkle to those flowers. And then I will show you what that looks like. We're going to die cut this using the Gallery Blooms dies. Okay, and if you don't have the dies, you can fussy cut it. So there's the shimmer on the flowers, okay? Let's put our cover back on. So don't forget about Wink of Stella. It's a beauty. It is a beauty. Okay, Gallery Blooms, where are you? Gallery Blooms. Here are all the dies for Gallery Blooms. And this is the die that I am wanting. How's the weather where you are, Miss Karen? Let's put some tape down here. So this is Post-it tape. And truth be known, not my favorite. It's just a little bit too strong. Okay, so I'm not worried about getting my fingers all over it. I want to just place this right there. Don't move. Don't move. Very hot. Oh, how lovely. Carol, thank you for sharing. Let me add your name. Okay, did anybody see my pen? Found it. Found it, found it. So Carol, thank you for sharing, and I've got your name in the bucket. Let's grab our little mini. And again, the secret for die cutting is to stagger your plates, just like that, okay? Now, Karen, are you like me where you love the very hot or not? I love the very hot. And Sherry, thank you for sharing, my dear. And I don't know, it's 4 degrees here. Yes, Alaska. Yeah, well, Alaska's probably warmer than here too, because we are, wow, we are cold. We are cold. Dean has left on a business, well, he's not gone long, he's just gone for the day. I'm happy to be home. I am happy to be home. Okay, so that's all the die cutting that we need to do. Whoopsie. Uh-oh, where did that go? Sorry, I need to find that right away before it goes missing, and I'm just going to pop that right back in there. Okay, let's build our card. And Sherry, I need to add your name. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. I wonder who's going to win today. There's lots of names. We're going to keep our craft mat here, or our silicone mat, because I need it. Okay, so I am going to place this on here like so. And yeah, just like that. I'm going to take that whole thing and I'm going to flip it over. And here's where I am going to pop some dimensionals on. So let's grab, oh good, I'm coming to the end of this one. let's just get a whole bunch of dimensional sticks happening here. And I also want to pull out my twine. Please remind me my twine. I don't want to forget the twine because I often do. And I have a take your pick tool somewhere. Okay, so I have those leaves laying down on top of my bouquet. Gail, I think I have your name. I can't remember now. But I will check when we go to read. Mental note. I'm going to write your name right here. I thought I popped you in already, but maybe I haven't. Yep, all good. I can tolerate the heat. Believe you me, I can. So I am just putting dimensionals down, but I'm grabbing those leaves on purpose to kind of hold those down. I guess I could have put glue as well, and I want one here, and this is going to go beyond that whole bouquet thing, so we're just going to pop dimensionals on there. And I want to make sure that none of my dimensionals are peeking out. And let's put, that one looks nice and thin-ish. And then I need a thin guy for right there. I think we're good. Let's put one right here. There's a hot mess of dimensionals. Cheryl, how's your grandson doing? Cheryl has a brand new grandson. And he came home the other day. So happy. Been praying for that little dude. Let's get that lifted off. You want to make sure that all your backings are removed and that they're not sitting in the middle like that. Come on. Thank you for being patient with me here. We're just about done this, and we're going to move on to project number 2. Okay, I think all my backings are off except for that guy right there. You can tell because it's not shiny, it's dull. So now I've got my card, and there's no right or wrong. You can just decide how you want to place that. And I am going to place that like so, okay? Not done. We need a sentiment. I've got this nice big white space there. It doesn't matter where you put it, but because I've got that white space there, that's where I'm going to put my sentiment. And I'm going to use sending love because that just represents that for me. And you know what? Let's get a nice thin guy. And we're going to ink it up using, oh, you know what? No. I want to use my new banner punch. I want to use that guy. And I think, here it is. I already had it cut out. So this banner punch cuts out 3 different sizes. It's wonderful. Twine is going right here. Thank you. Where is my twine? There it is. Okay, Judy, thank you. There's a right side-ish and a wrong side-ish. Where did my garden green go? let's ink that up. And when I inked this up last time when I was doing my short, it was hard to see. Oh no, I can. I guess I just wasn't. So I'm just eyeballing where my flag punched out like the two V areas so that I am mostly center in that. What is Cheryl telling us? Oh, are you serious? Oh, I am so thrilled. Yeah, giving these little ones a bath. So this is the black and white gold baker's twine. Okay, so here's our card. And here's the end of this. I think I used about 8 inches. And you know what? This is 9, so that'll work. Then we're going to pop some dimensionals behind there. Let's grab our snips. Our grandkids loved their bath too, as did our kids. Yeah, that is pretty precious. I'm going to kind of put them at an angle, like so. I'm going to remove that backing, and I'm making sure that my dimensionals aren't peeking through. Okay, so here's my 9 inches of twine, and I want to sort of let it do-ish what it wants to do. I don't want it too high, so I'm going to bring it like that. Whoopsie, I'm getting stuck everywhere. And bring it down here, and then I'm going to come back across, and I just want to make sure that this is not exactly the same as what I just did. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit, and on this one here I'll bring it that way and like so. Kind of no pattern. See ya, Gail. I'll make sure that I look to see if your name was added, okay? Okay, so I've got a little bit of glue on top of those dimensionals, kind of holding that twine in a little bit. Let's pop that right here. Make sure that nothing is sticking out beyond the card. Okay, and now last but not least, we're going to grab, where are you? We need some ladybugs, don't you think? Bye-bye, Gail. Have a good walk. Bundle up. It's freezing out. Let's grab 2 butterfly or 2 ladybugs. I'm going to put 1 ladybug here, and I am going to put 1 ladybug right down there. So there is our card, okay? So this is what the draw is going to be all about because I can't send the box, okay? Let's move on to our box. I will complete most of it. I will show you what I did with a completed box after the fact, so stick around. And I used retired design paper for this, so I hope that's okay, but you could use any design paper that you want. I don't even remember what this one is called, okay? So if anybody is interested in the dimensions, you can take those down, or you can go to my blog later on this afternoon, and I will put my, thank you, Darlene, I will put my little tutorial on there, okay? It's not totally exhaustive tutorial, but it's there. So this is 6 by 12, okay? Let's move all of these goodies out of the way. I will clean all of that up later. Okay, 6 by 12. We are going to score. I think my scoreboard is, oh, why don't I use the one that's right behind me? Okay. Thank you, Karen, very much. Okay, get you out of the way as well. So we're going to score along the 12-inch side. So that means whenever you hear, like when I teach my albums along the 12-inch side, etc., that means that is what is at the top, okay? I just need to get all of this stuff out of the way. Okay, so along the 12-inch side, we are going to score at 4 3/4, and I like to use my little nib. So 4 3/4, 6 1/2. So you just kind of find the groove and just carry on. Oh, you are so welcome, Judy. It's something that I should be doing and I always forget. So if anybody doesn't know where my blog is, you will find me at, you know what? I'll put the link in down below and I should just add that up there. So 4 3/4, 6 1/2, and 11 1/4. If anybody has the Stampin' Trimmer, and you have lost or you want more pegs, my friend creates them. So just saying. So this is going to be our box front, back, and top, okay? Then we're going to grab, oh, I put those pieces away. I took them away, I think. Were these the pieces? I think I lost the rest of my pieces. What does this measure? 3 3/4 by 6. Okay, yeah. So you're going to grab your 3 3/4 by 6 and along the 3 3/4 inch side, so that means it goes this way. We are going to score at 1 3/4. Okay? This is our flap. That's our flap, okay? And then we're going to take 5 1/4 by 2 3/4, but there should have been 2 sheets of that. I may have to quickly cut one. Okay, 5 3/4 or 5 1/4 by 2 3/4 along the 2 3/4 inch side. Score at 1/2 inch, so that's right there, and 2 1/4, and then it says on the 5 1/4 inch side, so we're flipping it around to the 5 1/4 side, we're going to score at 4 3/4, okay? And you're going to do that twice. I need to, unless I have one kicking around, but I don't think I do. I need to cut another one. So I need, do I not, there's a piece of scrap. So I need to cut. I need to cut 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 by 2 3. By 2 3/4. So you need 2 of that size because that's your flap, okay? I have a feeling everybody is just intently listening. So let's go back. We do this twice. 5 1/4 by 2 3/4. Along the 2 3/4 inch side, score at 1/2 inch. So there's my 1/2 inch. and score at 2¼ inch, which actually gives me another ½ inch here. And then on the 5¼ inch side, score at 4¾ which gives me a ¼ inch right there. Okay, that's it for scoring. That is it for scoring. So now let's burnish. So what I like to do, I like to fold. So here's my valley. I like to fold in towards my mountain. And I like to use my tabletop as my guide. Okay. Hi, Kathy. So we're going to do the same thing. You missed the card, my friend. Here's the card. Here's the card that we just created, but now we are on to the box. I am frozen. I don't see that I am here. It might be you, Cheryl. Anybody else frozen? So again, here's the valley side. We're going to use our tabletop as our help to get all of these score lines. Valley, fold in towards the mountain. Valley, fold in towards the mountain. Okay, so there's our box. Okay, I'm back. Here's our flap, and these are our sides. Okay, so you can see where the cross see where where it intersects. Right there. See how it intersects? I'm going to cut that off where it intersects. And I am going to actually cut it a little bit off on that side and a little bit off on that side. So I kind of create this wonky square, okay? So there's one side. Let's find that other corner here. So funny, when I started doing lives back like 4 years ago, I think, I remember when I first got on, I was always so nervous. Yeah, I'm frozen. Right here at the top, I'm going to take just a whisker off towards that score line. So from this score line, I am just going to take a whisker off because I don't want this kind of peeking out beyond my my box. Okay, so just a whisker and just a whisker. Okay, so that's done. Those are our two sides. This is our flap. If I fold it in half, I see where one is a little bit longer than the other, okay? On the longer side, so that's this side here, I will be right back. Ouch! I don't know if you saw that. I totally walked into my cupboard. I don't know if you saw that. Ouch. So we're going to take our corner rounder. I want to use the ½ inch side. This is the longer side. I am going to corner round that longer side. Did I do that one properly? There we go. Okay. Now, we can start decorating our box, but we're not going to decorate the whole thing. Okay? This is the top of our flap. I'm going to flip it over. This is the flap part that comes down. This part here is part of the lid. Okay? So I am just going to eyeball-ish center. I need 2 magnets for this. There's 2 right there. I'm going to put 1 magnet down right here, and we're going to take a little piece of score tape, and we're just going to tack that down. So whenever you're putting a magnet, you don't want to be too close to the edge, because then when you put your design paper down, your design paper has nothing to hug onto, okay? So that's why I am there. Okay, let's decorate our box. We're going to come back to this magnet later. So in the meantime, let's just put it on top of there. Here are all of the pieces that are going on our box. Okay? So this is the top of my box, right? Where I've got that little flap. So this is going to be the back of my box. If your design paper is directional, keep that in mind. This is going to fold like so, okay? So I want to make sure that my design paper is facing up this way and not that way, because then it's going to be upside down, okay? Let's get our glue. Oh, Judy, you put it in a special spot. That's our first mistake, where we're like, okay, I'm going to put this here and I'm going to remember where it is. No, you're not. I needed to put my silicone mat down. Whoa. Okay, so again, this is the top. I want to make sure that I am directional and going the right way. This is the very bottom of the box. I don't bother putting anything on. So this is where the box would sit, but then you see how this flap comes up? That's going to be the direction of this flap, right? So they're kind of opposite each other. Wait a minute. I don't want to do the front yet, because that's where I need my magnet. Okay, so that's as far as we're going to go for there. Let's put some design paper on our flap. So that belongs there. This is for our sides, and this is for our flap. Okay, so I need to figure out which way I want this, and I'm going to go like that. Okay, so here's my round. That's going to go there. Here's my round. So I need to round this corner. Now, if this was directional, you need to keep that in mind. It's not, so I'm just going to corner round both of these. So this is your DSP flap, and they measure 5 7/8 by 1 7/8. And again, I will have that on my blog. So there's the front of our flap. And I'm going to just wiggle that back to that end just a little bit. Whoopsie, too much. There we go. Now this is the inside of our flap. Let's remove that magnet, and let's remove that little bit of tear and tape, and we're going to put our glue down on this. Like so. I am just thinking about something here, because I pulled, and there's my corners rounded, because I used a punch earlier. This is so fun, Darlene, and you will have the dimensions on the monthly commitment club. Has anybody ever had these tabs break on their punches? My friend creates a replacement for them. Okay, so if anybody needs a replacement, you can get a hold of Darlene Gabriel or you can get a hold of me. Okay, this is the top. So I am going to place this on the top. Okay, look at that paper is gorgeous too. I could even use that. Let's see, what do you think? This is how it's going to sit, and I would put it that way. So this would be the top. Should I use this or this? There's no right or wrong answer. They're both beautiful. I will wait to hear from you. In the meantime, what we're going to do is, on the design paper side, we're going to put, I like to stay away from my score line, and I also like to stay away from my edge. I like to work more in the middle, like so. And then I'm just going to move that around a little bit. Now, see how I am not close to my scored area and I'm not close to that lip. We're going to lay this down on top of that, and we are staying away from that scored area. Okay? I want to make sure that that is still going to close nicely. The matching one. Okay, so it's going to sit like this. So I think Cheryl is saying this one. This is what it's going to look like. This is what it's going to look like. So do we want this, which is what Cheryl is saying, or do we want that? Yeah, that starts getting a little bit busy, doesn't it? Cheryl, I think I'm with you. Oh, and wait a minute, Darlene likes the pink side. Use the floral. Oh, Cheryl, I think you have been outnumbered unless, well, we're going to use the floral. And this is a little bit directional-ish, so I am going to place it this way on here. So I'm going to flip it that way, okay? Sorry, Cheryl. Sorry. And if anybody is interested in this Tombow glue holder, my friend Cheryl creates those. So we're going to flip that on here like so. Okay, now the magnet is going to go on here, right, under the design paper, but let's move on to our sides. So I'm going to use this for the side. Cheryl. Oh, and Judy said green. Sorry. So this is our side. Let's put our glue down. On that. And I am just placing this in between all of my score marks, okay? You want to make sure that you're not over your score marks. So there's one side. Hang in with me, girls. I need you for probably another 5 minutes. I was hoping I would be able to do all of this in an hour, but close. So that, okay, let's get our sides onto our box, and then we know where that second magnet goes. So I like to put a little bit of glue on that flap. Again, I'm staying away from my scored edge, and I'm staying away from this edge, okay? So if we take our flap, if what you're using for your design paper is directional, keep that in mind. This is the top, this is the bottom. If I fold that in, I can see where I need to be. Whoopsie, I went too quick. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on that side. Put a little bit of glue. Who's going to make one of these? Aw, Judy, that's so sweet. So let's open that up and let's fold this. And if it helps, you can fold these in as well, because then you can see your score lines. Okay? So that is going to go down right there, like so. Okay, so now we've got our two sides on. Now if I bring this down this way, and if you are a little bit heavy-handed with your glue, just put your silicone mat down. I don't tend to be, but so down the middle, or you can use your tear and tape, but I like the wiggle room that I get. Okay, so I did it on both sides. Let's remove this. And if I hope I can show you how I like to do it. If I bring this, and now this side here is flush with the table, I know exactly where I'm to go. Did that make sense? Did that make any sense? Kathy, yours turned out really nice. And then again on that side as well. So you're just making sure that this down below is flush to the table. A little bit awkward. And then, whoopsie, I'm crooked. And there we go. So this is, I made a whole bunch of these, well, not a whole bunch. I made four or five at Christmas because I gifted my girls and my sister. Okay, so this is going to fold in. We're going to put glue down the center on that side and down the center on that side. Always staying away from your edges, which is what we do when we make albums as well. I am a hot mess here, and I'm not even in camera, so you're not seeing me fumble, which you need to see. And you know what would have helped if I would have burnished, but I did not burnish. I just folded over. I forgot to burnish. Burnishing helps. Get that side in. Let's lift that up and get that side down. And we're just going to make sure we're nice and even. Give it a burnish from inside the box. Okay, so now is magnet time. So here is how I like to do my magnet. I take that extra magnet, I let it find where that other one landed, and let's get a little piece of score tape, just small like that, because I want that just on the top of this magnet. Let's remove that backing. Remove the backing. Put that back on the magnet so it automatically went where it should. And then if I take a little handful of bling And I am going, so I'm going to over exaggerate this a little bit. When I'm coming forward with my flap, see how crooked I am? You want it right here. See how crooked I am? You want to make sure that you're not crooked. Now, these embellishments that I have under here is just holding this so that it's at the right height. So I'm going to just bring this forward. I want to make sure that my flaps are nice and even with the side of my box. I'm going to give it a press because now I'm kind of on top of those embellishments. And then if I open it up, there's my magnet. Okay, so now let's remove those. Let's grab our second piece of design paper, keeping in mind if you are using a directional design paper, this is the top of your box, okay? So now I'm going to put that down on here like so. And then once you know, see how that wiggled? Once you know it's where you want it to be. Karen, these are so fun to create and such a beautiful gift. Like, you can fit 10 cards and 10 envelopes in this box. I managed to gently place 11. So everybody got 11 cards. It was so funny. It was Isaac's birthday yesterday, guys. My second grandson is 17. So now if I close this, it automatically lands where my glue is still a little bit wet. It automatically lands where that magnet is, okay? Now, what you want to do now is you want to decorate the front of your card, okay, or the front of your box, just so it looks prettier. You can put something on the top. You can put something on the flap. If you do, you want to make sure that whatever you put on your flap doesn't adhere to here, okay? Now, I will show you my completed box and what I did. So here is the card that we created today. And here is how I decorated this box with basically the same thing. I put a little bit of twine in there, but this is the same box, okay? This front I still need to decorate, and here is the decorated front of a completed box. So my adhesive is only underneath these double panels, okay, not close to the edge because you don't want any ooze and you don't want anything that is sticking out here to stick to your box, okay? So now in here, you would put your card and your envelope, okay? So yeah, back to Isaac. Squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. The box is so fun. It is so fun. This is retired. This is the stippled blossom, I believe it was, design paper that I used on this one. And it is sort of directional, but sort of not. Like these leaves, pardon me, these leaves showed me that I wanted the paper to go that way, okay? And yet there are some, like there, this one is coming down, but for the most part, so that is the one that I did with my design team, although I didn't finish the finished product. I told them they needed to come back to my live to see what I did because there's only so much you can do in so little time. So you wouldn't necessarily have a matchy-matchy all the time set, but you can if you want. Mine, when I gifted them, I did not. So what I was starting to say about Isaac, so it was his 17th birthday yesterday, but it was also his girlfriend's birthday a couple of days before that. And Isaac is also a card maker because my grandkids all create cards with me. And I said, so did you make her a birthday card? And he said, no, Grandma, you did. And I looked at him and I said, "You took a card out of Mom's birthday or Christmas gift pack?" And he said, "Yeah." So anyway, that's what he did. Yeah, such a cute box. So cute. But what is up for grabs today is this card for anyone that that shared my live. So let's take a look and see who is being entered for the draw. Okay. And Gail, I'm going to keep in mind if your name doesn't show up that I will pop you in there. So Kathy, I think you're still here. And Judy, thank you for all your kind words, friends. Karen, Deb, got all these names upside down. Carol, whoops, there's two there. Carol, Sherry, Connie. I don't know who is still here with me, but that's okay. Dar, Cheryl, Wendy. I will let Isaac know, Karen, and Gail, because you weren't in there, so thank you for letting me know. So we've got a lot of names in my little bucket. Let's see who is going to be winning this card today. Look at these ladybugs. Aren't they so sweet? And you know what? They're flat. And just so that you know, this card does pass through the mailing template. Okay, I'm just stuck on my flower, but it does very freely move. So this is not an extra postage card, even though it's got dimension and all of that. Okay, so now I have 2 boxes complete and ready for gifting someone else. Okay, so I have messed up the papers somewhat, and I am going to choose a name, and I have 2 papers. I have 1 paper. The winner of today's card is Judy. So Judy, I will, whoop, my camera went, I guess I'm blurry now because I went so close and my camera's not responding back. Anyway, Judy, I did choose your name and I will get this card off to you. I love these ladybugs too. Keep in mind, if anybody, and I'm not trying to like pressure, but if you are wanting to place an order, there are 2 days left, okay, for the bonus day coupons, okay? So if you place a $60 order, you will automatically be entered for my draw at the end of this month for Meandering Meadows, okay? If you place a $65 order, you will also get the tutorial bundle, okay? So keep that in mind. Judy, I'm going to get this card off to you. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me today. We are 10 minutes-ish past what I normally do. Have a blessed weekend. It's almost here. If it's cold where you are, stay warm. If you don't have to go out, then don't. Hang out in your studio and just have fun creating. We will talk to you all later. Bye now. Have a great day.